Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Katie and yes, I have to wear my dressing gown because I'm freezing. Sorry. In this video we're going to be doing April's full face of first impressions. So once again I have got lots of new makeup products to try out. Yeah, I've got a few Too Faced products and I also have a MAC powder to try out. I think everything else is drugstore though, so we didn't go too bougie, just slightly bougie, but not too bougie because we're on minimum wage here. So I'm going to start with the concealer and do what I've been doing in my last few like testing or first impressions videos. So I'll try it out in my eye area to see what the coverage is like, and then I'll take it off and we'll start from the beginning. But the concealer that I got is from Too Faced. It's the Born This Way Super Coverage Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, which, you know, I know is very popular with a lot of people on YouTube. A lot of people do really like this concealer. I got mine in the shade Swan, which is the lightest shade. If I'm being honest, for the lightest shade, it's quite dark. I feel like they could have done better in that department, although I feel like I have heard, like I think I saw on Instagram or something, that they are adding more shades to this, so that is great. I hope they do come out with a paler one, because if I do like this formula I would rebuy it in a lighter shade when they do come out. I don't know how far away that is. I mean, I feel like I can make this colour work, definitely. Like, it's not like it's close, it's just not close enough. I'll do a little swatch on my neck so you can kind of see. I feel like products tend to look lighter on camera than they actually are, but I feel like if I do it against my neck, that kind of helps that. But I mean, it's not too bad if I'm honest, but like, it's just, I can tell that it looks a little bit orangey, like a little bit deeper than my complexion. I feel like the undertones are in the right sort of department though. Like, they're definitely, I feel like, more neutral slash maybe leaning a little bit warm. Probably more neutral actually, I would say, that shade. I mean, the Jouer concealer that I really like isn't the perfect shade either, but you know, that's so good I will make it work. So if this formula is good, then I will do the same. So I'm just gonna pop some of this concealer. Don't know how much I need with this. On my eyelid and under my eyes, and then you can see side by side what the coverage is like. Okay, so there is your side by side. I mean, that's some nice coverage. That is some nice coverage. I feel like it's blended out nicely. Does it look heavy or creepy? Not any more than average. I mean, there's a little bit of sinkage into the lines, but as I say in all the videos, I can't avoid that. I mean, can anyone avoid that unless you've got like very youthful skin, which I feel like my skin ages every day at this point. I feel like we take for granted when our skin is young. I mean, I'm like 22, which is ridiculous to be worrying about like my skin looking old, but I feel like you do start to notice that things change, even this early on. I like it. I don't know now. I feel like maybe it does look a little bit creepy under here. I'll have to see what it's like over the top of foundation, because I do find that concealers perform differently over the top of base products as opposed to just on your bare skin. But so far I think I'm liking it. That is some really nice, I would say that is some full coverage we got going on there. I feel like I do like the Jouer one a little bit more though, just slightly, but I mean, I'm pretty impressed, definitely. I'm just going to take this off under my eyes and then put some on my other eyelid and then prep my eyes for some eyeshadow. Okay, so I've just concealed and set my eyes, so let's move on to the eyeshadow palette that I've got to try out. And this is Tammi's new eyeshadow palette with Makeup Revolution. It is the Tropical Carnival Shadow Palette, which I was very excited to get when I saw that she announced it. It's only like a couple weeks ago that she announced this. Well, when I'm filming this anyway, God knows when I'm going to upload it. I literally put up my like one palette free looks video for the first Tammi palette the day that she announced this one. But I mean, this looked absolutely stunning. Like, I had to get it. I mean, it just looks incredible. I have watched a few reviews of it and I feel like most of it has been quite positive, but you know, a bit mixed though actually. I'm going to start with the yellow matte shade here. I'm not going to read out the shade names just because it seems like a lot of effort really. Oh, that is picking up a lot of product. So I'm going to start by putting this kind of like above my crease. I want to kind of just go full rainbow, but God knows if it's going to turn out the way I want it to. we're off to a good start with that yellow. I'm then going to go in with the one underneath it, which is more of a orangey colour. I think we're just going to go yellow to orange and then to red. And maybe like purple and then blue and green. I don't know. We'll see. So just bringing that underneath the yellow. Right, I'm now going to go in with the matte red underneath it, here, and again, just go lower. Right, I think I'm going to try and cut my crease. Okay, the crease has been cut. Right, I'm going to go in with this purple matte shade now and put that, you know, at the top. Oh my god, I cannot describe things today. Now I'm going to go in with this blue here, and oh, I've just nailed one of the shadows. God damn it. And right in the centre, I'm going to go in with the glimmery green up here and just use my finger to pop that on. Okay, it's looking like a bit of a mess at the moment, so I'm just going to go off camera and try and fix this. Okay, so I tried my best to kind of make it work here, but I just found that like the purple shade, like it looks a bit patchy, like there's something with the way it went on over the top of the concealer that I just didn't agree with, but I feel like all of the other shades worked really well. I don't know, I feel like I'm having a similar sort of problem that I had to the Coloured Rain palette when I first used it, so I feel like it's the type of palette that I'd need to kind of just practice using it more, because obviously I think some of the shades in this are pressed pigments as opposed to eyeshadows, which are a bit more difficult to work with. But as you can tell, like the colours are so vibrant, so pigmented, so I do think that she's done another really good job with this palette. Again, I just think it's the sort of thing that I need a bit more practice with. I'm not mad about how it's turned out. Like, I feel like if this purple bit was gone, I'd love it, but that's just kind of ruined it a bit. But it's gonna have to do for now, so let's move on to some more products. So for my waterline, I've got the Maybelline Lasting Drama Gel 24-hour automatic gel pencil, and it is a black one. Just looks like this, and it is a twisty up one and swatched really well, so I'm just going to pop this in my top and bottom waterlines. So that was creamy, that was pigmented, that was dramatic, that showed up very well on my waterline, so really happy with that. I think that's another really good eyeliner. Right, now moving on to mascara. I have another Gosh mascara, and my opinion on Gosh mascaras is a bit hit and miss. The most recent one I tried, I think it's called the Lash Sculpting one, I actually really liked. But there's been a few that I've just not really liked, so it's a bit of a gamble really if I'm going to like a Gosh mascara. But this one did have good reviews. This is the Rebel Eyes Longwear Volume Mascara with Sea Buckthorn. Interesting. Comes in this tube, and it's got a bit of a like curved wand like this. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this one on my top lashes and see if this gives us some nice volume. Hope it does. Right, there you go, that's my lashes done. I think this is pretty good actually. I think that has given me quite a decent amount of volume, so I would say this is probably one of Gosh's better ones. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that's a pretty good mascara. I mean, I've definitely found more volumizing ones than this, definitely, but I still think it's really good. And obviously this is the only first time I've used it. I just seem to find that mascaras get a bit better once you've used them a few times, so I think I like this, you know, pretty good. Okay, so let's move on to our base now. First thing I've got to try out is a primer. This is from Barrier M. It's their Glowmance. It's their Glowmance Soft Focus Revitalizing cream, which looks like this. This had really good reviews. This was like one of the best rated primers on Superdrug. It had like 8 5-star reviews. I wanted to get like a glowy primer this month. I feel like I need more glowy primers, especially because, you know, it's almost spring / summer, so, you know, we want to glow a bit more, I feel. Colour is quite, like, I describe it as a sort of like butterscotch kind of caramel-esque colour. I'm assuming that it's going to sort of like adapt to your skin tone though, so I'm just going to pop a load of this on really. This may be too much, we'll see. Not that I've now got eyeshadow stains all over my fingers. My eyes are like proper started watering. I hope there's nothing like irritating in that primer, but okay, so that feels very soothing, and it definitely has a lot of like radiance and glow. Did I just say glow? It has some glow to it. I feel like that's giving me a nice like healthy radiance, so that's nice. I'll let that sit just for a little while. For foundation, I've got the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear foundation. I got mine in the shade 15 Porcelain, which I think is the lighter shade. I honestly don't know. I think I picked out the lighter shade. So I have tried the original Infallible that have like a similar bottle to this, and I don't think I loved it. So I'm hoping that this is like a different formula to that. I mean, I wasn't originally wanting to get this because of that, but then obviously I saw like so many people on YouTube have said that they really like this. Like loads of YouTubers that I watch have like rated this. Like I know that Taylor really likes it and she's really picky with foundations, so I was just kind of like, okay, I can't not get this, I've got to try it out. I just do a little swatch of the colour on my neck. I feel like it's a pretty close colour match, but I just feel like it's maybe like a tiny bit dark, but I'm going to use it on its own in this video. I don't know if in the future I would want to put a bit of a white mixer in, but for today we will use it on its own. I mean, it's pretty close. Right, I'm just going to go ahead and apply this onto my sponge and onto my face. Was I supposed to shake this first? I don't know. There's something I really like about the way that this is sitting on the skin. Like it just has this kind of glowiness to it and this like kind of natural sort of look, but it has got pretty good coverage actually. I would say like it's a medium coverage, like a high medium I think I'd say, so I actually do think the coverage is pretty decent actually. I think I quite like this, you know. I feel like considering all the hype around it, like I'm a little bit underwhelmed, but like I still think it's pretty nice. I do like it actually. Definitely has got more of that kind of glowy kind of finish, but it's not overly oily either, so I like that. I mean, I feel like I was just expecting to be kind of blown away just because of how everyone's been talking about it, but I still like it. I think it's nice. So we're going with a bit of the Too Faced Born This Way Sculpting Concealer, and I'm just going to pop this on under my eyes and around my mouth and a bit on my nose. Yeah, I definitely like how that concealer looks better over the top of foundation. It just looks a lot kind of more smooth. It's also very dewy as well, very radiant. I feel like overall my face is looking very healthy, although that primer also could have helped that as well. Yeah, that's definitely added a nice amount of coverage. Really nice concealer actually, I do really like that. So for powder, I've got 2 powders to try out. I picked up the new L'Oreal Infallible Magic Loose Powder, which is the kind of blue one here. I feel like I'm starting to come around a bit more to loose powders now. I also got the MAC Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation in the shade NC10, which I know is a cult favourite amongst a lot of people. I have tried one MAC powder before, and that was the Mineralized Skin Finish, I think in the shade Light, and I loved the formula of that, but I just found that the shade was a little bit off for me. My foundation shade is NC10, so I was hoping that this would be light enough, and like looking at it in the pan, I think it could potentially work. I think we might be able to get away with this shade. I'll just get my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish while I'm here and compare the 2 shades. That's the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, and this is obviously the Studio Fix. I feel like it does look a tiny bit lighter than the Skin Finish, so that is good, I think. So I think what I'm going to do is use the L'Oreal Infallible under the eyes and then use the MAC to set the rest of my face. I don't feel like you get that much product in it really. I'm hoping that this doesn't make me look too blue. It is supposed to brighten, which is great, but I don't want to look like, you know, properly blue. I feel like this packaging is potentially quite good because you can just like kind of tip it out on the lid and then you're not going to make too much mess. Although I've just said that and now I've made mess. Got a bit in the lid here. I did also get a few new brushes from Real Techniques. So this is the Real Techniques Everyday Essentials set. I think I might use one of these brushes for powder, or maybe actually I might use a few. I think I might use this really small one to set under my eyes because it looks like you can proper get in there intricately with that sort of brush. This one here looks similar to the Real Techniques setting one that I already have that I quite like, so I could use that for setting under the eyes as well. I don't know if this might be a bit too small for it, but I might see if this works to set the rest of my face. Might be a bit too small, but we'll give it a go. So I'm just gonna pat out my creases under my eyes and use this L'Oreal powder to set under there. I think my under eyes are set. They don't look too bad actually. I mean, it's definitely not blue or anything, so that's great. I mean, I feel like it looks a little bit heavy under there, but I just can't really avoid that because I got crazy under eyes. Anyway, I'm going to use this Real Techniques this is an expert face brush, is it? Might be a bit small, but I mean, whatever. And I'm going to use the MAC powder, which I've already got a bloody hole in it. And hope that this colour works alright. Okay, I really like the finish of that MAC powder. Like it's, you know, it's set my face, but it's not like made me look cakey or anything. I think I like this. I think the colour's okay. It's hard to tell on the first use. But I will have to try that again, but I so far like it. I don't think I would use this brush. It's too small. I need to use a bigger brush for this, that's for sure. I'm not sure about the L'Oreal one under my eyes though, just because I can see this really like obvious kind of line under there, which I'm not mad about. Maybe I'd try it like the baking way or something. Maybe that would make it work better. The bronzer that I've got is another Too Faced product. This is their Milk Chocolate Soleil Longwear Matte Bronzer, which I've heard is a pretty good shade for pale skin. That's what it looks like there. It definitely looks like a quite pale shade, so happy about that. I've heard that this is a really good bronzer, so thought I would treat myself to it. It also smells absolutely amazing. Let's pop some of this on. I have another bronzer that smells exactly like this and I can't remember which one. Okay, I've definitely put a bit too much on, so let's try and blend that out. Okay, that's blended out really well. That is nice, I like that. Just top it up a little bit more. That's a nice bronzer, and I'm gonna enjoy opening that every time and like just smelling that, because that's amazing. Might try this one out for highlighter actually. And again, I have another Too Faced product for highlighter. This is their Diamond Light Multi-Use Diamond Fire highlighter, which has some really nice packaging. I'm gonna have to reuse this box or something, definitely. So it looks like this. So that's what the colour looks like. It's got like a lot of different colour reflex coming off of it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this, oh wow, on my cheekbones and all over. I mean, that is stunning. I feel like here it's kind of like stuck a bit weirdly, but I think this is the L'Oreal powder, because I do find that some like loose powders, like your highlighter won't like go on properly over the top of it, and it's kind of like the cut off point where it does sort of show up, if that makes sense. So that may be an issue I have with the powder, but as you can see, like the pigment is lovely, but it has this kind of like skin like texture, like it meshes into my skin really nicely. So that is a stunning highlighter actually. I really like that. That could be a new favourite. I mean, it's expensive for what it is, definitely. Won't argue against that, but I like it. It is pretty. So I've got two eyebrow products to try out. So the first thing I got is the Maybelline Tattoo Brow Waterproof Gel. Mine's in 06. deep brown. And then I also got another micro brow pencil. This is the Ardell Brow Liberty micro brow pencil. Mine's in the shade soft black. I am going to dye my hair black again, either today or this week sometime, so I don't mind if my brow products are dark. The Maybelline Brow Gel, it comes with a little spoolie, and the actual product itself looks like this, and it's got like a kind of weird spiky fluffy sort of dough foot on it, so I'm not sure the best way to apply this. I think what I'm going to start by doing is just using a dry spoolie and just brushing my brows through. I don't know if I should just like put it straight on like this and then brush it through afterwards, but I mean, well, we've started doing that, so. Okay, maybe look a bit messy, but I mean, I guess it's kind of worked. I mean, oh god, I don't know actually, I feel like I fucked it up. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that one. I'll try different ways of applying it, but I mean, I guess it looks okay. Does it though? It probably looks awful. So I'll use the Ardell Brow Pencil just to kind of fill in any more sparse areas. Both of these products look really deep in colour, but I don't really mind that because I am going to dye my hair black very soon. It's hard to really judge that brow pencil too much with what's going on. Okay, I kind of hate these eyebrows. I feel like they look a bit sluggish. Oops. Sometimes these things happen. So I want to use the bright limey neon-esque green called, I think it's called Calypso. And I want to pop that into my inner corner. I really like that shade. That is super cool. On my lower lash line, I'm going to use this matte green shade. This eye look is just looking more and more like a mess. I'm going to throw on some more of the Gosh Rebel Eyes on my lower lashes. I don't have a new lip product to try out, so I'm just going to finish my makeup off camera and sort my hair out, and I will be back. I somehow managed to muck up my eyeshadow even more off camera, so I do not like how my eyes have turned out. I'm just going to say that. I do have one last product to try out actually. So this is from Loreal. This is the Shake and Glow Spray Illuminator Luminous Setting Spray. And I did want like just some sort of illuminating dewy setting spray. I feel like I need one in my life. So I'm going to give this a shake and see what it does to my skin. I mean, that spray smells really nice and I feel like it's made me look a bit dewier, a bit more glowy, so that's nice. I want to try it out again, obviously. I don't like my makeup. It's particularly the eyes. The skin's not too bad, and the eyebrows, oh god, the eyebrows. Not my finest makeup work, let's just say that. Anyway. In conclusion though, let me just recap the products. The things that I like. I really like the Too Faced concealer. I really like the Barrier Glowy primer. I do actually think I really like the L'Oreal Infallible foundation. I'm not like knocked off my feet by it or anything, like some people seem to me, but I do think it's a pretty nice foundation. I think I like this MAC powder. I don't know, part of me thinks maybe it is a bit too dark. I'll have to try it out again with a different base on, but I actually think that the finish of it is really nice. Like, it has a little bit of coverage, but it doesn't actually look cakey, which is like incredibly hard to find. So I think that the MAC powder could be. The Maybelline gel eyeliner and my waterlines is really good. I actually do really like the Gosh Rebel Eyes mascara. I think that it has got a pretty good amount of volume to it. I mean, I need to work with this Tammi palette a bit more. Like, I've just had some difficulties blending. Like, I don't know if you can see what the hell I've done here, but I was trying to get some of the mascara mess that I made off. So I cotton budded it and then the eyeshadow came off, which I do find some eyeshadows do that, but then I tried to kind of like redo it and it just ended up looking all patchy and a mess. So I mean, I don't really blame the eyeshadow, I kind of just blame myself, but then, I don't know, I'll need to use this a few more times and see if I have any more like issues with it, because I did find that I had trouble when I used the Coloured Rain Vivid Pigment palette the first time, but then the last time I used it I managed to get a really good eye look out of it, so it could just be like a sort of like a practice and, you know, find the right ways to work with it sort of thing. But I do think that the colour scheme is amazing. The colours themselves, you can tell, are super vibrant, so I mean, I think she's done a good job in that department. I think I just need a bit of practice. I'm not so sure about the Maybelline tattoo thing. I'll need to, you know, find a different way of applying it, but I just feel like I've got slug brows right now. I can't really comment too much on the Ardell micro brow pencil, like, because the kind of Maybelline figure is just kind of overkilling everything right now, but I think that this could potentially be a very good micro brow pencil. I'm not sure about the L'Oreal powder either. Like, it didn't make me blue, which I like, but I don't know, I feel like I said with a highlighter, I feel like it's one of those powders that it kind of mucks up your highlighter a bit. Like, your highlighter doesn't show up very well on top of it. And I do feel like it just kind of settled into my lines a bit, but I don't know. I'll have to try it out again and also try it like all over my face as well. I'll try baking with it, maybe it'll work better that way, I don't know, but we'll see about that, not so sure at the moment. So the Too Faced highlighter I thought was stunning, and the Too Faced bronzer I also think is stunning. Really impressed with the Too Faced products overall that I've tried. So that is my thoughts and everything we've tried in today's video, and I think there's definitely a lot of good products here, but just like a lot of good products just applied very badly is kind of what we've done here today. So that's it. Any updated thoughts on these makeup products will go in. I'm gonna combine April and May's makeup products into one, just because of the amount of products that I'm using over those 2 months. So it will be like a couple months time that you'll see my updated thoughts on these products. That's it for now. I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.